Hello folks, how are you? Let me check my return. Just a second. Okay, that's working. All right. Uh, how are you? Are you ready for the holidays? I think it's an international holiday, right? Hello, Miguel. Hello, Efe on YouTube. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Um, it's international holiday, right? International holidays. Um, okay. Yeah, all the Europe, most of the Europe actually, United States. Yeah, yeah, most of the world. Okay, got it. All right. Thank you for the prime. Hello, Damien. How are you? Um, Today we are going to, if you have Node.js built locally, I have a task for you to create a pull request today. It's very easy. So if you have Node.js, the Node.js built locally, please send a message in the chat. I will help you to create a pull request. First, I will explain what we need to do and how you can test. But yeah, in any case, send a message in the chat if you want to contribute some way. Uh, hello. How are you? Let me change my screen. Just let me just close a few tabs because I can't leak this information yet. All right. Okay. This one is okay. This one is fine. All right. Okay. Uh, the mic is low. Okay. Let me improve that, I guess. Is that better now? Better? Okay. Okay. I I have a new setup. Right. Too much maybe. Okay. Um, I'm fine. I'm finishing my last year at the university. I have my final exam on Friday. Oh, that's 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 great. Uh, do you need to do like any thesis or something like that, or it's just like the regular exam people do? Uh, okay, mic is fine now, right? Should be fine. So let me move my screen so you don't need to look to my face anymore. Now it should be better. Mostly pipping in on the runtime side of things since I focused mostly on engines. Amazing. All right. So today we are going to create a few features. I remember that in the last session we wrote a few requests that got landed on Node.js. So let me show you the pull request I have closed. I think we did this one, allow net, and also no, this one are my particular work. I remember we it's consistent about including a new flag to the Node.js permission model. I have flagged it as a server major because for users that relies on the permission model, it will be a breaking change. So let's land it on Node.js 25 only. So I open the pull request. I'm going to send the pull request here, and this should work. I'm going to send also on YouTube. In case you want to see the diff, we did it all together. In case you missed the last 2 sessions, but yeah, check it if you want to learn more about that. Okay. And today, do anybody have Node.js built locally? Otherwise, I can open the pull request myself. I have Node.js local, and one thing I want to explain is the following. When you use the permission model, you want to be able to spawn a child process. That's the usual workflow of the permission model, right? So if I do a node -- permission to t.js, it will tell me that access to the API has been restricted. Use allow child process to manage permission, but it doesn't tell me which resource I'm trying to access. Okay? So our task today is to send a resource and test it properly. It's very easy, actually. It's trivial, but if you haven't created a pull request to Node.js, this is your chance. I'm happy to help you. So I have Node.js built locally, but apparently I've been doing some tests and I need to reset that thing. Let me check the diff. It's right here. Okay. Okay, fine. And before start, does anybody have any question about Node.js development? Like, what are the folders? What means each folder? If you have one specific question about why lib, or why we have lib internal, why we have C++ and JavaScript, why we don't switch to Rust, why we don't rewrite Node.js in Golang or something like that, you are free to ask. I might not have the answer, but I will try. Let me compile that again, just to set up that thing. What is this? What do you mean? You mean the this in JavaScript, or what I'm doing? Auto-H. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea about things on Twitch. I just start live stream and I don't care on anything else. Let me create that request first. So we have it's very easy. So I know exactly where I should make the change, but I will guide you on how I find the correct files to touch on specific situations. Okay, so we need to change when an error happens on the spawn process. So on our test, we are requiring child process. So whenever you require a Node.js built-in module, you go to lib child process. And you see that on this external file, we are also require the internal spawn sync. Child process spawn sync. And then you go to the lib internal child process, which is the file we are working on. And then spawn sync calls spawn sync, which is an internal binding of Node.js. And the easy way to find that is to get the name, spawn sync, and you'll find the C++ file of that implementation. And then you find the implementation, spawn. Right here, this is the method, very easy. Here we go. Let me just change the music because, you know. All right. Moving on. And then we see that throw if insufficient permissions. If we send anything here, pass 1, 2, 3, compile Node.js, and run the T again, you see that the resource is now test 1, 2, 3. So it's very easy. So we basically just need to pass the resource we are trying to access here as a third parameter, as a parameter, right? But how do we get the third parameter? Every time you call a C++ API from JavaScript, it will create a function callback info value, which is a V8 implementation with args. Args is basically all the arguments you pass to the function. So if you get arg0, you get the first argument. In this case, spawn receives an object, as you can see here. So we can do a console.log. Actually, we can do a debugger. Let's make it better, right? We do that, and we do an inspect. Oh, I need to use the permission model. I need to pass the inspect. So let me remove that. Check. Oh, I need to compile Node.js again, of course. Hello, we missed you. Yeah, I was traveling with my my wife, and I got back this week. So and you know, like tomorrow it's a holiday on most countries, and I decided, okay, let's do the live stream today because most people might be traveling tomorrow, and you know, things like that. Right, did you know that you can use the inspect, node inspect instead of -- inspect, or using the Chrome DevTools? Do you know that you can do that on terminal? Everybody knows about that? If not, I can teach you or explain a bit about it. I'll wait for the message in the chat this time. Elvis, no? Okay. I didn't know. Okay, Damien. I can explain. But do you know that you can inspect using the Chrome DevTools, right? You know that you can pass basically a -- inspect brk, and then you open your Chrome DevTools. It will appear the Node.js symbol. You click on that and you can inspect Node.js here. I think everybody knows that. When you pass whenever you start Node.js, I think that's a good information, okay? Let's start Node.js here. Node t.js. Oh, t.js should be, t.js, let me create a set timeout. Let's schedule it to, like, I don't know, 1 minute, 10 minutes. We have our program running, right? If you run btop or atop and find node, we see that there are a few threads. This is the main process, and these are the threads. The thing is, let me enable one thing first. Setup. Oh, no. I think it's setup. Yes. Display options. I want to display the thread name. Show custom thread names. Here we go. Whenever you start Node.js, this is a small example. This is the Node.js process, main process. And these are the threads Node.js has. So if you look here, we have Node.js main thread. We have Node.js 4 V8 threads. And when you do a libuv request, it will start more 4 libuv threads, okay? And then there is one called signal inspector. This is a thread of Node.js, internal Node.js thread. And whenever you send one command to that process, so let's say that we have this process and the process PID, the ID of the process is 17337, right? And then we go here and we do a sudo q dash sigusr1, I guess, to the process, which is 1733. I forgot. Let me get again. 17337, right? Okay. And then you send that. You see that Node.js now, your server is now open the debugger, the inspector automatically. You didn't pass any flag here. It just opened because of the signal. So this is a thread Node.js has internally to listen to this event and then open the inspector. So if I go here, I can see the Node.js symbol in the same way I do without a debugger, without anything else. Did you know that? I think a lot of people don't know about that. So yeah, it's clipped. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about that. And I wrote a feature because, you know, I am a bit pragmatic and I don't want to create a thread if I want to use that. And one thing you can do is to disable sigusr1. Yes. And you do that, and if you find the process again, right here, you see that the main thread and 4 V8 workers, there is no inspector thread anymore. Okay, so even if I send the signal again, it won't create it won't open the inspector protocol. So yeah, there are a few frameworks or libraries that helps you to inspect your program in production that use that. What's the use case of sending signals instead of passing the flags to CLI? So imagine you are running your app in production, right? If you pass the flag, it will open the inspector since the startup of your application. So it will be like a listener that whenever you open the inspector, the performance of your app goes down drastically, right? And if you don't pass the flag, it's okay. It's the recommended usage. But imagine that some bug only happen on production, which is what most people complain. You send the signal, you inspect it in production, and then you close that thread. So you can like inspect and close that communication during the runtime of your app. That's the usage. So there is one feature called Node Observe, I guess. I think that's it. That you can send a command, take a snapshot, take a CPU profiler in production, and then you turn it off. Got it? Yeah, that's very interesting. A lot of people don't know about that. And one thing interesting to know is the following. Let me do the second example here. I have the t.js, right? t.js, and let's create a server. HTTP require node HTTP. Let's comment that. I don't want it. I don't want it anymore. HTTP create server hack has end hello world. Listen to the port 3000 as usual. Okay, we run that command. It's running your app. If we inspect that, we see that the full threads of Node.js, t.js, main thread, v8 worker, signal inspector. And if I send a request, I will send a request. Let me close this. Let me send it to a new tab, and here we have. Now it will be easier to monitor, I guess. Here we go. Okay. Yes. Here we go. You are seeing the threads here, right? I think my camera will. Okay, that's better. I will send the request. Curl localhost 3000. I got the hello world, and no threads were created on the process. Expected, right? Now, if I edit that file, and whenever I receive a request, I will also read the file. So, const fs require node file system, fs read file. Let's read the same file name, and then we have this callback that we won't check in any case. And when it ends, we end the request. Okay? So let's do that again. We run. We are monitoring that. We have the same threads. And then we send the request now. Now you can see more 4 libuv threads were created to the same process. So Node.js now has 10 threads by default. If I send another request, it won't create more threads, obviously, because we have started up the libuv. Okay? So it's a kind of lazy loading of libuv. Did you get it? Does that make sense? Any questions so far? Hello, hello. Folks, just a reminder, if you haven't clicked on follow button, please do it. That helps me to reach out more people, and the mentoring sessions goes to another level, and new contributors go to Node.js. Okay, let's move on. Let's get back to the work we need to do. What we are programming here, we are programming Node.js here, literally the Node.js runtime. Okay, so getting back, this is the command we have, right? And if we do that with permission, we see that our task 1, 2, 3 is here, is right here. Let's move my face back to the original point. And now we need to find, we found that the options, we have the debugger, right? We have the debugger. So let's do that with the debugger. Node inspect t.js. We have the debugger. And we have a backtrace with BT, which is the stack trace. We are also going to the next line, and we have the options. So if we print the options, I think it's this way, we have an object that we can also go to the REPL and do a JSON string file options, which is all my environment variables, not the sensitive ones. And we can also inspect the keys. So object keys. Oh, I need to enter it. Object keys. We have max buffer, args, CWD, detached, env pairs, file, everything, right? And if we do the options args, we have an array. We can get also the values. And basically these, the first argument is the process we are going to release, right? So basically we just need arg0. So if we get to the spawn.sync, we have args here. If we get arg0, we can just get the resource we want. So now what we usually do when we receive a request from JavaScript to C++ is to parse the arg0 to a string. Let me show you how we usually do. This is an object, right? Let me get one thing here. Spawn sync. No, it's on spawn.sync cc. Here we go. We have arg0 here. We can get. We are doing that. So let me get this first. Arg0 to local. Oh, this is the result. So let me get how we process the object first. Try initialize and run the options. I think it's here. We have an array of options. Parse options to air. We can convert that to a JavaScript object. And now some internal stuff. Yeah. What's the best way to get access from sudo with file system module or something else inside JavaScript? What do you mean to how you can get sudo access from Node.js? The process must be run with sudo. That's the only way. All right. Is Windows batch file? Let me get one thing first. Okay. We have the options JS value as object. JS options get file string. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. We don't need that. We need the env. I think it's the context maybe. File string to local. JS file, I think that's it. We don't need that. we can ignore that for now. To do, we return and we have JS file as string, maybe. I think that's it. Let me check how we were doing that there. We parse the options. The JS file, let me check. JS file. Okay, it's because we are copying JavaScript file here. It must be a string, as a string, correct? I think that's it. Node UTF-8 value. I think that's it, maybe. And then here v2 string blue. I think I'm almost sure it won't work. Let me check. Yes. Oh. arg0. arg0, I think is this. Oh, as object. As object. Oh, that's so hacky. GS value. I'm still using that. I am. Oh, it's arg0 as object. And then here, GS options, get. Okay, let me see how we usually do create node UTF-8 value. We pass the isolate and a string. So isolate. Yeah. Okay, run. Now we have the resource. It's working. A bit hacky. Too much hacky. It's working. Anyway, I think we can simplify that. The yes options. We should do a few checks here. If arg0 is options, is object. Is object is a thing, right? Is object. Is object. As the string resource empty so far. If not, if it's object, we parse, and here resource equal v to string. And then here we pass the resource. Now it makes more sense. Then we get as object, JS options, JS file, we can get the file string. If it works, we do that. I think we should also check one thing first for performance reasons. Permission, permission, I think is enabled. Yes. Okay. Then we parse the JavaScript options, and we get the file. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know if this is the best way to convert as a string to a std string. Yeah, as a string. Okay. I think that's the best way to do that. Let me check. Is object is not a thing. Is object. Oh, whoa. Wait, it is. Is object. Oh, maybe I'm using it incorrectly. Oh, yes. It's a pointer. arg0 as object. Is object. Okay, no, that's fine. Here is not with a pointer. That should be better. Oh yes, I forgot. We need to call the getter. Oh, good so far. Any question? Nice. Now keep working. It's working. So now we can just child process. We have test permission child process. Here we go. It's not here. Okay. Child process. Oh, test. Oh, I think I have it here. Test permission child process CLI. Here we go. And then we expect the resource to be processed as exec path. Very simple. Cool. Let me run the test. Parallel test permission child process CLI. Yeah, it doesn't work because I didn't add the support to everything. Line 26. Let's see line 26. It's here. Oh, okay. We have added to the spawn sync, but not to the spawn. So let's do that. Let's mark that. Spawn. Leap. Child process. Spawn. Here we go. We call spawn. Hello spawn. Here we go. We are on the spawn phase. Throw with insufficient permission. It's pretty much the same here. I think it should be here as object. UIG file. We move that to the top. And then here we simply pass file to string view. It should work. I need to initiate this first. Cool, amazing. No questions building Node for the first time. Meanwhile, it definitely takes some time. Yeah. My suggestion for you that are building Node.js for the first time, it might take an hour or two, but use Ninja. We have a documentation building here. If you search the Ninja, install that. It's a cache mechanism. So when you build Node.js again, it won't take a lot of time. And when you pass the make J, you should also set the amount of CPU cores you have. I have 16, but I don't use 16 because I'm doing live stream, and if I use all of that to compile, it might break the live stream. In your case, if you are good, use the all the threads you have, all the cores you have, so it's easy to check. I think it's anyproc. See? Oh. Nproc J. What? Oh, yes. So it's very simple. You just use nproc and you tell you amount of cores you have in your machine. Right? Okay. Compiling that. Did it work? I didn't check. Yes, it worked. Let's run the test again. Now it's failing on a different part, right? Oh no. Oh, that's interesting. It's opening a shell first? Why? Line 41. Let me test. Line 41. Oh, it's because it's a shell, definitely. Maybe this? I think it should be the same here. Oh, I'm calling a function. Let me call that function first. Okay, 0, 0. I think for this one, we just don't need, because it won't work on Windows. This is a fork. This is also no. Okay, it's working. We run the lint just to check is everything is okay. Oh, I have a meeting in 20 minutes. So if you have any question, please, now it's your time to shine. What are you guys working on today? Like, do you work with Node.js nowadays, or you do it on as I don't know, pet projects, personal projects? What's the most interesting thing you have done with Node.js so far? Or I don't know, maybe you like security, so you are doing some penetration tests using JavaScript or Node.js directly. I don't know. Okay, compiled. Seems to work. Let me git add source. Make format cpp. Okay. Okay. Sounds good to me. Let's create a branch for that. uh, pass child process resource. No, that's not a good name for a branch, right? Git checkout. Enable resource permission model child process. I think that's it. I can't do anything better than that. Source permission. To permission model checks. Pass resource to permission. Oh, that's not a good name. What? It's more difficult to create a commit, a well descriptive commit than writing the feature itself. Any idea? Do you have an idea? My work tasks are boring. It's the usual web development: Express, Next.js. Yeah, like the crude, right? But it doesn't mean this is boring. Like, I mean, if you are doing it in with a lot of users, you can find a spot some performance improvements, some hot paths to improve. Like, you can learn a lot of things from regular web applications. Um, would you mind giving us a heads up when 1 or 2 hours before you go live next time? Also, not interesting on the work side. Web dev can get boring. Yeah, definitely. But usually, I do live streams every Friday, 19 UTC. Okay, that's my agenda. However, due to a holiday on this week, I decide to do it today because of time. But yeah, I will try to do some heads up 1 or 2 hours before I go live. Thanks for the heads up. Okay. Use resource on permission check. On permission check child process. On permission checks. Sorry. Use pass resource on for child process for spawn. This commit enhance the permission model check errors when no allow child process is passed. Enhances the permission model errors when no is used and the error is emitted. Okay, I think that's it. Let me just amend with sign. Okay, opening the pull request. Remember, folks, creating a descriptive commit is a must. Is not. Yes, enhances. let me amend my comment because this is incorrect. Enhances. Having good comments is a must when you are working on open source, because every time we bisect the history of the Node.js, and you know, let me see if I checked everything. Child process, child process. No, we didn't. What? We should do it here. Child process. We did that here. Yes, this. Okay. Yeah, we should do it on exec v. Executable. So we can do it right here. To string view. Now it should work, and our tests are not catching that, so we need to increase that. That's permission child process. I think that's it, right? Yeah. Is that an API? It's the process exactly. Send the link. What do you mean? I forgot what I was saying. Invalid archetype. Okay. It's here. No worries. Resource. Okay. I can remove that from. Here. And then we test on what the name? Test process exec v permission. Test process exec v permission fail. Good. Process exec path. Now it should be better. Cool. Now we are good. Let me just run the link again. Send the link after do the request. Okay, for sure. So let me add source, add test, make format C++, add source, Let's amend. Now it should be better. Cool. It's unverified. Oh, it's because I did the amend. Now it's good. Verified. Pull request created. I'm sending the chat. I'm also sending on YouTube chat. And folks, I have a meeting in 5 minutes and I need to prepare for that. So thank you everybody for watching this live stream. It was fast, but it was good. I think we can find someone to do a raid if they are doing Node.js. Node.js work. Let me check. Channels. Let me go to my cam. Node. We do here. Let's check. Let's check Node.js. We refactoring my old Amazon clone. Amazing. I think that's it. That's it. Let's raid Osta. Thank you everybody. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you. I will try to do a live stream on Friday. Okay. Bye bye.